Alright, so we are not doing a new section out of the book today. We are going to actually learn something called simplest radical form. And what we're going to do, this chapter is about quadratics, which if you forget what that word means, doesn't mean 4 in this case, it actually just means x squared. Alright, so we are going to be solving, right? I think we might have even started at this point, but we're going to be solving these. And what's going to happen is you're going to have to do something called simplest radical form. So as an example here, like we can actually solve this particular quadratic. There's a bunch of different methods for solving them, but on this particular one, we can do what's called algebra steps, which is what you're used to. So like add 27 to both sides to get the x squared alone. And then you can get rid of a square by a square root. So we're going to basically take the square root of both sides so that it cancels out the square here, giving us x. And on the other side, we have square root 27. And so the deal is we're not going to leave our answers that way as like root 27. We're going to do what's called simplest radical form. Much like you simplify the fraction like 2/4, you'd reduce that to 1/2. You can simplify this radical expression. All right, and basically, we'll go into this a lot more in this lesson, but basically you take out any perfect squares. So in this case, I want to find two things that multiply to 27, one of which is a perfect square number, which in this case is 9. All right, and we do that because then the square root of 9 becomes 3. So basically we say the square root of 27 is equal to 3 times root 3, right? And this thing down here is called simplest radical form. Okay, so as we start to solve, we're going to have to use this simplest radical form. So today's lesson is just to review this simplest radical form, which is something hopefully has come up in your previous math classes. Okay, so your goal is to write radicals in simplest radical form. Right? And it might be helpful to have a list of perfect squares, right? So on this one, I split off the perfect square 9. So on this lesson, you need to know your perfect square number. So if we start the list together, maybe like 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9. Okay, so do that. See if you can make a list. See how high you can get, right? But pause the video and, oh, it says 12. I guess maybe you do 12 or 13. Just pause the video and see how high you can get here. All right, so hopefully you've tried this already. 4 squared, 5 squared. It's good to practice to try to remember these. 6 squared is 36. 7 squared is 49. 8 squared, 64. 9 is 81. 10 squared is 100. 11 squared, 121. 12 squared, 144. And then I think 13 squared might come up. I probably should have had you put that one on there. So 13 squared is 169. Okay, so make reference to these. I'm not going to go back to them in the video. Hopefully you have them in your notes you can use when trying these practice questions. Okay, so here's a couple for you to practice. Again, why this matters is eventually we're going to do the quad formula, which again, hopefully is something you've seen before. This is called the quadratic formula. And it's another way to solve a quadratic, and it has this radical in it, so we're going to end up doing simplest radical form when we do the quad formula. So pause the video and give these a shot. Basically, the idea is you want to split into two squares, right? Two squares that multiply the number underneath the radical, one of which is from our perfect square list. So pause the video and see if you can handle these. So just going through my list, right? 16, the first perfect square that's below 18 is 16. So like 16 doesn't work, but then 9 does. So I'm going to break this to radical 9, radical 2. This becomes 3 square roots of 2. For 89, I'm going to bring my list up here again. We had like 100, 81, 64, 49. Okay, so 100 is too big. 81 doesn't evenly divide 98. 64 doesn't work, but 49 is the first one that does. So I kind of work backwards until I find one that does evenly divide it. So in this case, 98 is evenly divisible by 49, giving us 49 in root 2. So square root of 49 becomes 7, so we have 7 times radical 2. All right, here's the next couple for you to try. Pause the video, give them a shot. $144 I don't actually have to split because that is actually a perfect square already. The square root of 144 is just 12. So this one just cleaned up nice and neat to 12. For 175, again, I would start like, all of these ones down here are too big. But 144, that's the first one that's smaller than 169 is the first one that's smaller than 175. But it doesn't work. 144 doesn't. And just divide. Do like 175 divided by 144. That's not, comes out even right then. Try divide by 121. That doesn't work. 100 doesn't work. 81 doesn't. 64 doesn't. 49. And a lot of these I can do mentally. If you're not sure, just take your calculator and do 175 divided by 49. If you get a decimal, it doesn't work. 36 doesn't work, but 25 should. Right, we can split this into quarters. Like $1.75 is actually 7 quarters, I think. So this splits to 25 times 7. Those are two those are two radicals, and then square root of 25 is just 5. So you have 5 radical 7. Okay, so I'm going to put a little more context for us again. So we're eventually going to be doing this quad formula, and again, because it has a radical in there, we're going to have to do simplest radical form, but we'll have these other parts. So here's an example, a couple examples actually, of doing simplest radical form and what it'll look like with the quad formula. All right, so if you want to write these down, and then I'll do the first one with you, and then maybe you can try the second one on your own. All right, so what I'm going to do is for this one on the left, all right, I'm going to keep the -6 part for now, and then I'm going to take the 56 and split it into 2, one of which is from my perfect square list. So for 56, 64 is too big, 49 doesn't evenly divide it, 36 doesn't, 25 doesn't, 16 doesn't. 9, it's not divisible by 9, but I think 4 will work. So 50, let's see, I think times 4, or 4 times 14 is 56. So basically take 56 divided by 4 and you get 14. Okay, so now it'll become -6 plus or minus 2 radical 14 all over 2. All right, and then on this particular example, this 2 evenly divides both top and bottom parts, so you can actually divide it out. So it'll become -3 plus or minus 1, which I don't really need to write there, but just 1 radical 14. Okay, and that's our final cleaned up version of our answer. So we simplified this statement all the way down to this. Pause the video, give this one on the right a shot. Okay, so I'm going to take the 108 and split it up and do a perfect square and a non-perfect part. So again, I'm going to go to my list and just start at the first one that's possible is 100, but that doesn't work. 81 doesn't work. 64 doesn't. 49 doesn't. I think 36 does. Again, I could get out a calculator and do it, but I think if you divide by 36, you end up with 3. So 36 and 3 will work. Check that. 36 times 3. Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, so now it'll become 3 plus or minus 6. Square root of 36 is 6. Radical 3, and then you have a 2 on the end. Okay, and on this one, the 2 doesn't evenly divide the 3 and the 6. So oftentimes I'm just going to leave my answer right like this. Sorry, the pen got goofed up there. But if you wanted to divide it out, it'd be like 1.5 plus or minus 3 root 3, which you can do that if you really want. But I generally, if it doesn't divide evenly, I just leave it as one giant fraction. That's considered simplest radical form. All right, I have just one other thing I really want to note here is when you split, use the biggest perfect square possible. Okay, so on this one, it is divisible by 4, so we get like 4 and 8. And then that would actually clean up to be 2 root 8, but this isn't considered done because the 8 can split again. 8 splits to another perfect square of 4 and root 2. So I split this after the first step, I split radical 8 into radical 4 and radical 2, and that becomes a 2, and then the square root of 4 is a second 2, square root 2, and that becomes 4 root 2. Okay, and the point is that's kind of a lot of work. You have to like simplify it twice. If I'd used the biggest perfect square first, if I'd used 16, so 32 has actually 2 perfect squares that evenly divide it, maybe even more than 2, but it definitely has 4 and 16. But if I use the bigger one, square root of 16, then I get 4 root 2. So I get the same answer as I did before. It's just a lot shorter work. Okay, so when possible, use the biggest perfect square. Right, so here's another example where this one is divisible by 4, but if I do 4, it would be 4 and 18, and that wouldn't be done because it'd be 2 root 18, and then I would have, like I could pull out a root 9, because the square root of 9 is a perfect square that divides 18. So it'd be 2 and 3 and root 2, 6 radical 2. Okay, so I would have been much better off if I had split it right away with the larger perfect square of 36. Then I would have been done, got to this answer a lot faster. Okay, so again, use the biggest perfect square that works. That's why I go backwards in the list. I think that works a little better. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching.